Okay. These are very incredible times when you look at the times that we're facing in the travel industry. Despite that, the U.S. travel industry is $770 billion. It's $770 billion. And when you look at the indirect revenue that comes in, and these are the florists, the taxi cab revenues, the people that make signs, podiums, things like that, it becomes a $1.8 trillion business and a very important part of the U.S. economy. Employed by the travel industry are 7.7 million Americans get their paycheck and their job directly from this industry, and another 10 million that support it in many different ways. As I say, the taxi cab drivers, the florists, and restaurants, etc. International inbound travel continues to be an important part of our travel economy. Last year it was $142 billion. $142 billion was spent in the United States by visitors from outside the United States. But these are really incredible times for travel. On the plus side, there's many new destinations. We launched DiscoverAmerica.com, a very popular website, and there is probably one of the greatest times to buy American travel and destinations. The deals are fantastic, and that's on the positive side. But we also have challenges. On the challenges, we're in the midst of, you all know, is a global recession. We have pandemic fears that have been in the press quite a bit in the past few weeks, and continued barriers as people move from place to place and country to country. And because of these challenges, I think all nations have been in a position where they really have to adapt. Now, the challenges this year seem to be outweighing the opportunities, but that will soon turn around, and we've seen that happen year after year in the cyclical world that we live in. When you look at the U.S. government's figures, international visitation to the U.S. year to date through April is down 10% from where it was 1 year ago in 2008. So international visitors are down, according to the U.S. Commerce Department, 10% year to date. We have still not returned to the pre-September 11th number of overseas visitors. We're still 633,000 visitors less than where we were from overseas into the United States than we were in 2000. The very good news is Canada and Mexico are up substantially, and we look forward to changing the overseas situation, but we're still trying to get back to where we were in 2000. And that's really a shame, because when you really look at what's happening around the world, that same time between 2000 and 2008, 48 million more global travelers traveled long haul to different destinations. So the global travel pie is growing, and we need to continue to find ways to increase our fair share of the global travelers, because they're very important in many different ways. When you really look at it, it's a shame, because travel is really one of the solutions to economic recovery. The U.S. really needs, we believe, and U.S. travel has been working very hard on this, a comprehensive strategy to address these issues. And it falls down to really three big areas. One is visa improvements, an increase in the number of visa waiver countries. Two is entry enhancements. We've got to get people through the entry process in a welcoming and also a less hassle, more speedy way. That's very important to the international travelers. And travel promotion. And travel promotion not only to promote travel, but to communicate around the world policies and procedures and all those things, so everyone has a very clear picture of what is going on. We saw that with the swine flu discussions the past month. We, as an industry, the whole U.S. travel industry was very clear on communicating the same words, the same facts, the same data, and so people were getting a very clear picture around the world what was happening, and we try to keep everyone very, very informed on a daily basis. In the U.S., we have what might be, if you're a poker player, called an ace in a hole. And the ace card in the hole is, I think, the worldwide fanfare of the election of President Barack Obama. And I think more important than that even is his interest in travel. I know the President and his administration see travel as a way to really strengthen the American economy, but also our standing in the world. And I really believe they may really help strengthen the position of the U.S. among travelers. We met a few months ago, as I told you earlier, face-to-face with President Obama. There were 12 of us. John Tisch was at that meeting, and this is the first time that I know of where an actual group sat down in the White House on travel and tourism and had a very good dialogue with the President. We have had multiple conversations since with his staff, and we believe they really understand what it will take to welcome more people to the United States and to really encourage travel in America. Right after that meeting, the Associated Press headline said it best, and they talked about the White House encouraging people to travel, and that is so important. Well, many important steps have been taken by the President and his administration in the first 100 days, and I think it was well represented when the first talk of the swine flu came out as the President of the United States, Head of Homeland Security, Center for Disease Control, Secretary of Transportation, all came out with the same measured message. We should be concerned, but we should listen to the experts. This is not a time to panic. And they kept a very close focus, and we had a lot of dialogue going on with them to make sure we're properly communicating. The President issued a statement last week, and I'm just going to read part of it, and if you'd like the full statement, Kathy Keith in the back can provide you with the full statement. But it reads like this, one excerpt I'd like to take. Each year, travelers come to America from around the world, and Americans journey all over our country and the globe. Tourism is an important component of the world economy, and as we travel, we can learn much from each other. These strong economic and cultural ties strengthen our economy and build bridges between cultures. Contacts are key to the American historical narrative and our future. And it goes on in a statement about travel and how important it is, and we've seen that not only in words but in actions in the first couple of months. Here's what I see from the President and his administration on critical travel issues. He and his administration really view travel as part of an economic solution. And it's so very important because the travel industry is in every single state and every single community and is a great generator of jobs. He, as Vice President, and many members of his cabinet are very supportive of the Travel Promotion Act and to the need to promote and to communicate more around the world. He has stated a very big commitment to infrastructure, whether it be highways, skyways, and already allocated $8 billion to begin building high-speed rail between key American city pairs. And finally, his Secretary of Homeland Security, Janet Napolitano, is a former governor of Arizona, which is a border state, and she really brings with her a very sophisticated understanding of the need to balance physical security and commerce. And so we're very positive about having a governor from a travel state in this important position. We look forward to really working with the Obama administration and see an opportunity to place a new face in America, to roll out the welcome mat around the world, and significantly increase travel to the United States. When visitors come here, among their most popular destinations, including Florida, but also California and New York. And I've got two experts here to talk about what we're doing in U.S. travel, but they're also experts from their destinations. And Carolyn Battetta, as I said, is the President and CEO of the California Travel and Tourism Commission and our National Chair. Carolyn?